Have you ever walked into a supermarket that felt like a small city? Bright lights, well-stocked shelves, shopping carts rolling, and that smell of fresh bread from the bakery? That was Nakumat, a name that once defined Kenyan retail. From a single shop in Nakuru, it grew into a billion-shilling empire before vanishing almost overnight. So, what really happened? How did a supermarket that once dominated East Africa, from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda, collapse so dramatically? Today, on Venture Blueprints, we break down the rise, dominance, and downfall of Nakumat and what every Kenyan business can learn from it. Our story begins in 1947 when Magnal Sham, an Indian immigrant, came to Kenya and opened a small shop in Embakasi serving quarry workers. After years of moving between towns, first Kisumu, then finally Nakuru 1965, he opened Vimal Fancy Store, which he named after his firstborn son. By 1975, business was booming, but soon things fell apart. Magnal had extended too much credit to his customers when they couldn't pay back. He was left with debts of over 1.2 million Kenyan shilling. By 1976, he was bankrupt. But his sons, Vimal and Atul Shah, didn't give up. They started a small corner shop called Farmers, selling basic household goods. It thrived, and over time, they managed to clear their father's debts. Eventually, they merged Farmers with Nakuru mattresses, creating the brand that we all came to know as Nakumat, which is short form for Nakuru Mattresses, which was officially born in 1987. From a humble shop in Nakuru to over 65 outlets across Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania, Nakumat became an empire. And it wasn't just growth, it was innovation. Nakumat introduced 24-hour shopping, a first in Kenya. They launched loyalty cards, pioneering customer rewards. They rolled out barcode scanners, CCTVs, and POS systems, technology that was way ahead of its time. The slogan said it all: you need it, we've got it. And they truly did. Nakumat's vision was simple: be a one-stop shop for every Kenyan needs. From groceries to electronics, school supplies to luxury goods, everything under one roof. By 2015, Nakumat had over 10,000 employees, an annual turnover of 45 billion Kenyan shillings, and assets worth over 11 billion Kenyan shillings. It was hailed as the Walmart of East Africa, anchoring major malls like Westgate, Junction, and Nakumat Mega. Nakumat wasn't just a supermarket, it was a status symbol. But while the outside looked dazzling, behind the shelf things weren't so clean. During its boom years, Nakumat was allegedly entangled in money laundering and tax evasion schemes. Nakumat Holdings co-owned Charterhouse Bank with another Shah family, who were the owners of Kingsway Tires. Through shell companies registered in the British Virgin Islands, they allegedly moved money offshore using fake invoices and lawyer client accounts. Investigations done by PrinceWaterhouseCoopers audit firm and the Central Bank of Kenya uncovered fake accounts, billions in undeclared sales, and unregistered offshore transfers. It's estimated Nakumat underpaid taxes by over 60 billion Kenyan shillings between 1998 and 2004. Even as it reported losses year after year, Nakumat kept expanding, raising even more suspicion. When the Central Bank of Kenya Governor Andrew Mulee tried to investigate Charterhouse Bank, he was suspended under political pressure. One minority shareholder, Haron Mao, who owned 7.7% of Nakumat, was later sanctioned by the US for allegedly drug trafficking links. The deeper you looked, the messier it got. And yet, the shells kept shining until they didn't. By 2016, Nakumat was drowning in debt. Its massive expansion had overtaken its cash flow. The company depended heavily on supplier credit and bank loans but couldn't sustain operations. Suppliers started repossessing stock, shelves went empty, employees went months without pay. The Shah family had blurred the line between personal and company finances, spending supermarket money on luxury cars and homes. They tried to save the empire. At one point, Nakumat offered to sell 25% of the company for $75 million to a foreign investor. But the deal collapsed and the investors uncovered the truth about its finances. Later, they tried merging with Tuskys, but those talks also failed. By 2019, Nakumat was a shadow of itself. Only one store remained. And in January 2020, creditors finally voted for liquidation, marking the end of an era. Naivas Supermarket swooped in and bought the last 6 Nakumat branches for around 420 million Kenyan shillings. The once proud blue elephant had fallen. Nakumat's story is more than a tragedy, it's a business masterclass. It teaches us that 1. Governance matters. Family empires need structure, not just trust. 2. Debt is a double-edged sword. Growth built on loans is never sustainable. 3. Integrity is everything. No matter how successful a company appears, corruption always catches up. Still, Nakumat left a mark. It changed how East Africa shops. It inspired the rise of Naivas, Quickmart, and Carrefour Kenya, who have all learned from its mistakes. This was Venture Blueprints, where we uncover the stories behind Africa's biggest business empires. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe.